I'm Action.
I'm Set.
And I'm Roll.
And here is our Forney Transportation Museum video. So on Thursday, after chasing Union Pacific 844 Cheyenne Frontier Days train ferry move, and after of course getting lunch, we decided to head to the Forney Museum of Transportation. It was on my bucket list because it had another Big Boy, which was the second Big Boy locomotive we've seen, but the museum also has a lot of cars.
Like a lot of cars.
I think cars, I would say, is the museum's main focus. They had a 1938 Packard, which for those 90s kids like us that grew up with Hey Arnold, you know that Phil, Arnold's grandfather, had a Packard.
They had an Amphicar, which was an amphibious car developed by the Germans. And of course, they had the Model T there too.
You know, which people could have their pictures taken in with. I think, though, the museum centerpiece, I mean, locomotive-wise, they have a Denver Rio Grande diesel locomotive. They have a snowplow that was used by the Union Pacific, but I think the museum centerpiece was the Union Pacific 4005, which is a Big Boy type locomotive, and like stated earlier, was the second Big Boy we've seen.
You basically walk in the main exhibition hall, and you see this big black thing, and you realize, oh my god, that's the Big Boy locomotive. It's huge.
From the information we have found, the Union Pacific 4005, a Big Boy type locomotive, was built by Alco in 1941. The 4005 has an interesting history. The 4005 is also the only Big Boy to have gotten into a train accident. It was on April 27th of 1953. The 4005 started out on a routine haul across the open prairie of southern Wyoming. It had 62 cars behind it. The 4005 was approaching the Red Desert siding. A Union Pacific section man opened the siding switch, and then seeing the massive locomotive barreling down on him, frantically made an unsuccessful attempt to close it before the engineer passed. The engineer made an emergency application of the brakes as the engine entered the siding. The 4005 entered the open switch at 50 miles an hour, causing it to derail and skid along its left side, tearing up the rails and the roadbed. The locomotive tender and 18 of the cars derailed. The cab of the locomotive was destroyed as the tender tore into it, twisting and smashing the metal. 3 crewmen died. The other interesting thing about the 4005, other than being preserved, is that the 4005, also before the 4014, was the only Union Pacific Big Boy that was converted to burn oil. Everything I've read about this conversion was unsuccessful, and it was soon thereafter converted back to coal.
Anyhow, I'm action.
I'm set.
And I'm roll.
Okay.